so far they've only said 10. I mean, it's obviously too many, but it sounds like they're not done figuring it out. But yeah. Yep. Well, I know. Did they do full screening today with the magnetometers and all that stuff? Oh no, yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In a few minutes, we will start our ceremony. Just a few quick notes before we begin. A photographer has been contracted to capture the moments of the ceremony. A picture of each graduating student receiving their diploma will be taken and can be viewed and ordered at events.lifetouch.com. There's a little thing in their diploma, you don't have to worry about that. Therefore, we ask that everyone please remain seated throughout the ceremony. Also, out of respect for all of our graduates, please refrain from the use of noisemakers and cheering or hollering loudly. so that all names can be heard and acknowledged. We do, however, encourage you to applaud and cheer as our graduates enter and exit the theater. The theater doors will not open after the ceremony until all students have exited. Finally, we ask that all cell phones be turned to silent. As we begin the processional here in a minute, we ask that you please remain standing through the playing of the national anthem. At the end of the ceremony, please remain seated until all of our graduates have exited. Thank you. Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. Please remain standing. And gentlemen, please kindly remove your hats as the Wheat Ridge Singers, under the direction of Mr. Ryan Placoris, perform the Wheat Ridge Alma Mater and National Anthem.
What's that?
Thank you, and please be seated.
Thank you. Please be seated.
At this time, I would like
At this
to
time, I would like to ask Mr. Bill
Jeremy
Landau,
Chevron, assistant principals here at Wheat Ridge, to assist in the traditional
to assist in the traditional robing of student body officers Katie Juarez and William Joe Whitney.
During the Middle Ages,
During the Middle Ages, only
church
clergy,
officials and the
church
educated
officials,
had reading
and the
writing
educated
skills.
had reading and writing skills.
Therefore,
The long road became a mark of a learned
Today,
person.
our graduates
Today,
still
our
wear
graduates
caps and gowns,
still wear caps
mail
and
formal
gowns,
invitations,
mail
to
formal
family and friends,
invitations to family and
enter and
friends,
leave the
and
ceremony
enter and leave the
with great
ceremony
pomp and
with great
circumstance.
pomp and circumstance.
While the assembled
rise out of
Our
respect.
faculty also
Our
takes part in
faculty
tradition,
also takes part
as
in
they are
tradition,
also wearing gowns.
as they are also wearing gowns and hoods to represent their degrees of
Those wearing
education.
hoods
Those wearing
displaying
hoods
various colors,
are displaying various
represent
colors,
their college
which
or
represent their college or
and their field of
university
study.
and their field of study.
Please join me in welcoming
Please
senior
join me in
senators
welcoming senior
Katie
senators Katie Juarez
and Joe Whitney.
and Joe Whitney.
Family, friends, and especially members of
and
the class
especially
of
members of the
2018.
class of 2018.
Welcome to the 119th
Welcome to the
Wheat Ridge High
119th
School
Wheat Ridge High School
commencement ceremony.
commencement
We
ceremony.
would like to begin
We
this
would like to
morning's
begin
ceremony
this
by
morning's
introducing
ceremony
our
by
honored guests.
introducing.
We ask that you please hold all of your applause until all guests have been introduced. Guests, please stand and remain standing until all names have been read. Dr. Brenda Carlson, Achievement Director of School Effectiveness. Lakewood City Council Member, Mr. Charlie Abel. Mr. Josh Cooley, Wheat Ridge High School Principal. Mr. Bill Blandone, Assistant Principal. Mr. Jeremy Chevron, Assistant Principal. Ms. Margaret Pena Stanley, Assistant Principal. Mr. Patrick Rock, Assistant Principal. Mr. Eric Heim, Honor Teacher. Ms. Lisa Burns, Counselor. Ms. Jennifer Marquez and Ms. Stephanie Rossi, Faculty Heralds. Mr. Connor Horseman and Mr. Aidan Shelbourne, Senior Speakers. Ms. Jacqueline Pedlow, Ms. Rachel Vichel, Mr. Joshua Moeller, and Mr. William Joe Whitney, valedictorians. The Wheat Ridge High School faculty and staff, Mr. Charles Craig, Orchestra Director, Mr. Ryan Placoris, Choir Director. Ladies and gentlemen, our honored guest.
We are also pleased to have with us today our Wheat Ridge area principals who will be representing the Wheat Ridge feeder community. We would like to acknowledge them as well as the role their staffs have played in the lives of our graduating seniors. Again, please hold your applause until all the names have been read. Ms. Cheryl Clay from Color Strand, Mr. Ian Stone from Maple Grove, Ms. Sandy Craig from Pennington, Mr. Mike Collins from Prospect Valley, Ms. Trina McManus from Stevens, Ms. Anna DeCola from Stober, Ms. Sherry Carter from Vivian, Ms. Janice Fisher from Wilmore Davis, Mr. Jeff Gomez from Everett Middle School, and Ms. Gina Williams from the Manning School of Excellence. On behalf of the graduating class, thank you for all you, your staff, and teachers have done for us, for so many of us throughout the years.
At this time, we would like to ask you to join us in welcoming Assistant Principal, Ms. Margaret Stanley, to the podium to present the valedictorians of the class of 2018.
Would the valedictorians of the class of 2018 please stand? The four students standing before you have all shown the highest of academic excellence throughout their 4 years at Wheat Ridge High School. The result of this hard work is that each of these students has a grade point average which exceeds the 4.6. In addition, they have challenged themselves in every way academically, taking honors and advanced placement courses consistently. Throughout their high school career, all four of these students were also able to balance extracurricular activities by taking on leadership roles in the student government, the National Honor Society, the school newspaper, and athletic teams with which academic success. It is my pleasure to present to you the valedictorians for the class of 2018. As your name is called, please step forward and receive your medallion from Principal Mr. Cooley. Josh Bowler. Jacqueline Pedlow. Rachel Vihill. And William Joe Whitney. Please join me in welcoming our valedictorians to the podium for their valedictorian address.
In the words of President Donald Trump, what a crowd, what a turnout. Great. Now that I simultaneously endeared half of you and alienated the other, good morning, graduating class of 2018. Good morning, family, friends, teachers, and administrators. First off, we would like to get the boring cliches out of the way and say that we are honored to be here to have been selected to speak in front of you all. We are proud to represent the class before us. We are so grateful to the families, the parents, the administrators, the teachers, and everyone else who may have supported us through this journey called high school. Thank you all for being here. We would like to invite you to sit back, relax, and don't worry, this isn't another Chipotle burrito valedictorian speech. And with this, we would now like to focus on the real reason we are all here and the true audience of our speech, the Wheat Ridge High School graduating class of 2018. Everyone on this stage today has come from a different place, a different background. We are different ethnically, religiously, and socioeconomically. We are straight, gay, bi, I don't know, and I don't care. Everyone on this stage today is going a different direction, creating a different journey. We are going on to serve in the military, to join the workforce, and to pursue higher education. But right now, we are all on this stage together.
In the past 4 years together of back-breaking labor on the farm, we have all discovered and utilized our different strengths. Some of us are good at calculus, others at playing the violin, others at building hydrogen fuel cell cars, still more at painting van shoes, even more at sports, and some of us, myself included, at setting off the alarms on all the locked doors. Congratulations, we should all be proud of ourselves on being good at something. Although we may be tempted to, we must not let these strengths define us. Instead, you define your strengths, and you alone are the only one who can limit them. So why limit yourself? You are not confined solely to what you are good at. You are confined to what you prove and say you are good at. Your life is not set by your past accomplishments and failures. It is not set by your current circumstances, nor is your life set by your future plans. It is determined by the actions you take and the mindset you carry in the days, months, and years to come. But let's not fool ourselves. In order for our strengths to adapt to our desires, there will be no shortage of hard work and perseverance. Simply put by Thomas Edison, who could not come up with his own inventions, but came up with a good quote, "There is no substitute for hard work." As we venture into the next leg of our journey, our hope for all of us is that we are able to see our strengths, be determined to create more strengths, and shatter the limits we may have imposed upon ourselves.
And as we begin our next chapter, let us not let our mistakes create limits either. Babe Ruth held the record for striking out more than any other Major League Baseball player, but we all remember him for setting a new record of home runs hit in a season. Whether you failed a class, tripped down the stairs, just missed that A, were denied to your dream college, or, like Jacqueline, broke the drive shaft to STEM's NASA rover, your mistakes don't define you. You define how you learn from those mistakes. It is our own choice which determines if we become stuck in perpetual discouragement by seemingly never-ending missteps, or if we decide to accept the inevitability of our mistakes and use them to develop ourselves into the image of who we want to be. If we are Josh, we already perfectly fit who we want to be. For the rest of us, though, we have the gift to be able to take our strengths, improve our weaknesses, and take advantage of our mistakes in order to sculpt ourselves into the individual we aspire to be. What lays before us now is another opportunity to grow into our own ideal image. Thankfully, people around us are willing to help and support as we take a leap of faith out of the realm of high school. Just look out into the audience at all the people here to support you. Know that while you may excel in one area, everyone has something to offer, so be humble and take advantage of the advice you are given. People give advice because they care about you and want to see you do well. Yet advice is no more than words, and it only has the power you give it. Take good advice and implement it. Thank your advisor and let them know you appreciate them. Conversely, bad advice is no more than words.
Speaking of words, we've given you enough of those today, 848 to be exact. So if all you've taken from our speech today is 5 likes on a Facebook post, 2 new Instagram posts, 2 dozen Snapchats, listen up, we have just 109 more words. Just as our true audience today is you, the true purpose of today is to celebrate. To assist in our celebration, we brought party hats, The intent was to have everyone here to have a party hat taped to the bottom of your chair, but apparently graduations are too classy for that. But regardless, we are here to celebrate the accomplishments of the graduating class of 2018, as well as to celebrate the journey which led us here. We are here to celebrate our differences, our similarities, our growth, our strengths, and our mistakes. So with this, let us give you one final word. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you, guys. That was a great speech. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming back, under the direction of Mr. Ryan Placoris, the Chamber Choral, as they perform Chase Something Like a Star by Randall Thompson.
Our next speaker is the class of 2018 honor teacher as voted on by the senior class. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Eric Heim.
I'm going to turn this. Hello, my name is Eric Heim, and for the last 2 years, I have had the honor of teaching many of you a little bit about European history, a little bit about macroeconomics, a little bit about how to read and analyze primary source documents, a little bit about philosophy and the law, and oh yeah, a little bit about fairies. Right now, I feel a little like one of those actors at the Academy Awards who has been honored despite being in the same category as Meryl Streep. So like those winners, I acknowledge and I'm grateful to be even considered given all the wonderful teachers and staff at Wheat Ridge High School. I came to teaching after a successful 10-year career as a lawyer. Yet as a lawyer, I was constantly searching for the meaning of my life. And as usual, my fairy friends were not very helpful. My entire life as an attorney was an existential crisis. Until, after rereading The Philosopher who was foundational to the future existentialists, Soren Kierkegaard, I sought to live my passion. You are my passion. I love my job. Sorry. And each and every one of you. And so as you, after today, are facing a significant existential change, I thought I would give you one more lesson in existential philosophy. Jean-Paul Sartre said, existence precedes essence. By that, he means humans first exist without purpose or definition, then find themselves in the world, and only then, as a reaction to experience, define the meaning for their life. I'm going to say this again, existence precedes essence, because I want you to be mindful of your progress in creating essence. So far in your life, experiences have been shaped for you. Oh, certainly, and Sartre would agree, you have had some choices. You have chosen either AP World or AP Euro, AP Stats or Calculus, AP Bio, Physics, or Environmental Sciences, or whether to take AP classes at all. Some of you have chosen STEM or Career Explorer, Music, Theater, the newspaper, yearbook, Senate, Studio 23, or athletics, or for most of you, some combination thereof. You have chosen who to date or not to date. You have chosen to study or not to study, to go to the college, the military, or start a career. But as important and as emotional as some of these choices seem to have been, they all have been made with the guardrails of home. The home provided by parents, guardians, families, friends, and by teachers. Most basically, what you have learned and experienced is how to process and categorize information. Your experiences have conditioned you into placing information into nice, neat compartments, much to the chagrin of us teachers. Mathematics belongs in math, and so you struggle when I require algebra in social studies. Science belongs in science and can be categorized further into biology, geology, physics, and chemistry. You walked down the halls and labeled each other. That kid is a jock. That kid is smarter than me. That kid is not. This kid parties too much, and another not enough. Henry Bergson, another existentialist, says this is okay. In fact, we all do this. It is part of making sense of our world and existence. But now it is time to face and harness what Bergson called the élan vital, the creative, chaotic forces that require us to constantly reorder and relabel our universe based upon new experiences to make life vibrant and meaningful, to create essence. And this returns us to Sartre, for now you are faced with real choice. According to him, all of existence is choice. Everything you do from this point forward requires choice. Certainly family, friends, co-workers, and even former teachers can advise you, but you and you alone face the scariest thing ever, the freedom to make your own choices. This radical freedom, according to Sartre, has weighty consequences. We and we alone are responsible for everything we do and for creating meaning for our own lives. Heavy, I know, so I looked for guidance from history and found lessons we can all use to face this responsibility. The guidance I chose for today comes from the Buddha. The first lesson from the Buddha is that everything changes. We cannot step into the same river twice. We change every cell in our body every 7 years. You look at photos of your childhood, and only through reason do you know that that was you, because you were a totally different person. You entered Wheat Ridge High School as a freshman, and how many of you even recognize that person from a mere 4 years ago? So just remember, no matter how dark things may seem or how bleak the choices are, it is impermanent. Things will change. The second lesson from the Buddha is always be mindful. Be aware of your thoughts, words, and actions before you do them. If you are truly mindful, you will always make the best decisions that harm neither yourself nor others. The last lesson is live in the moment. Concentrate and focus on what you are doing right now. By doing this, we can quiet our minds and be mindful no matter how much life is throwing at us. Even when acting impulsively, you should concentrate on that moment, being mindful of your intent. To illustrate this right concentration, I'm going to share a story that helped me during a difficult time while I was a law student in an exchange program in London. It was my first time out of the country and away from family. My wife was at home planning our wedding while I was away across the Atlantic studying, working at a huge law firm, and experiencing a different country. I was lonely, homesick, and hated the food. I still can't eat Brussels sprouts, but did love the beer. I would go to Scotland for weekends because the English weren't very friendly. One weekend during the Stirling Ale Festival, where the outlaw Scottish patriot William Wallace defeated the English under Edward II, I ended up talking with a professor of Scottish history who told me a story that was not included in the movie Braveheart. Whether or not the story was true, I don't know, but the lesson has shaped my life. For those of you who don't know, William Wallace is considered by Scots to be their greatest hero, who started the rebellion for Scottish independence against the oppressive English. Now, Wallace would accept and train any Scot who wanted to join and fight the English, many who were just farmers with no clue about how to fight. One night, lit only by the half moon on the eve of battle, Wallace was relaxing, sitting against a tree. One of the frightened recruits, whose father, mother, and sister had all been killed by the English, asked him, "How do you remain so calm? The English army is larger, better equipped, and better trained. I'm terrified of dying or not being able to fight. I am shaking so much." Wallace looked up at him and said, "I too am afraid. You are not human if you're not." "Then how do you do it?" the man asked. Wallace thought for a moment and then reached down and picked up a stone. Imagine yourself tomorrow, and across the field from you is a bigger, more experienced fighter than you, in armor, holding a double-bladed axe. The recruit gulped because he had no confidence in his own abilities. Wallace continued, "Now imagine that if you fail, that same warrior will come to your village, assault and kill your wife, and burn your home." He paused and then said, "Catch," and tossed the stone. The farmer stabbed at the stone, it hit his fist, and it fell to the ground. "That wasn't fair," he said. "There's barely any light, and I can't concentrate because of your images." Wallace looked at him and nodded. "Fear and stress always exist to distract you if you let them." He paused for a moment. "How about this? I will throw one more rock. If you catch it, you can stay and fight for your family and for yourself. If you fail, I will send you home, and you will live or die, depending upon the success or failure of others." "What?" the man said. "That isn't fair," and Wallace threw another rock. The farmer reached for the rock, it bounced off his hand up into the air, and he caught it. Wallace smiled and said, "What did you just do?" "I conquered my fear," replied the farmer. "No," said Wallace. "What did you do?" The farmer thought, and then his face lit up with understanding. "I caught a rock in the moonlight." Wallace nodded and stood. "Now your life and fears are your own." After hearing that story, I came home from England with a new outlook. As a lawyer, I focus on one issue or client at a time. As a teacher, I focus on one lesson, class, or student, and avoid multitasking as much as possible. My experience had reshaped my essence. So graduates, when you are overwhelmed with stress or fear and seem to have no good choices, Remember to focus on what you need to do in that moment, in that second. Put down that mobile phone, and your mind will become quiet, and you too will be able to catch a rock in the moonlight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Heim. At this time, we would like to welcome Connor Horseman and Aiden Shelburne to the podium as they will deliver this year's senior address.
We've heard a lot of fantastic speeches so far, and I hope you all aren't getting tired of listening to people talk to you. I'm going to do what our valedictorians did. I'm going to get some of these pleasantries out of the way. I'd like to give a heartfelt thank you to all the staff, faculty, family, and friends present here today to witness this glorious celebration of achievement. I know you've all traveled a long way to support this amazing group of people as they move on to the next stage of their lives. And I want to congratulate you, my fellow class of 2018, for making it here today. I can't tell you how honored I am to be up here giving this speech. When I'm not a valedictorian, I don't know, I'm honored. I want everyone in the audience, everyone in the graduating class of 2018 to take a look around at all of us. Everyone sitting next to you, not sitting next to you. All of us sitting in a theater with 4 years of memories behind us, and who knows how many in front. 4 years we entered into as children, and we'll leave as adults. I say ignoring the judgmental looks from all the actual adults in the audience. All I know is that we made it to this point in our caps and our gowns after 4 years of growing, and now we experience a pause. Like the blank half of a page between 2 chapters in a book still being written, this pause is the space between a before and an after. It offers us an opportunity to reflect on the hardships we've faced, the things we've accomplished, to take 4 years of events and sift out what's important, the lessons to take with us, and the memories to cherish, whether it be the countless times Isaac Hoskins quoted Nietzsche trying to teach us a lesson, or the countless outfits that Ian Miller has wore that left us all scratching our heads, or the countless minutes we've spent listening to Mr. Heim talk about fairies and his iron lace tattoo, or the sports games that ran down to the wire, or any of these other memories that we cherished throughout these 4 years. We've all had so many good memories here and learned so many lessons from our friends and teachers and even our enemies. We've had 4 years of things to look forward to and 4 years of things to look back on. And while we still do have things to look forward to in that big open world out there, the possibilities are much wider, a mysterious fog in which we can see the blurry forms of our futures. And we have more to look back on than ever. We all have to decide what to take away from these past 4 years. There's a lot to pick apart, whether it be lessons about relationships or your true calling in life, which some of us have found, like Josh, and some of us, like me, have not. There are many things for us to keep and discard as we take these first steps into our foggy futures. These are daunting choices, but one thing I know I will take away, and I hope the rest of you will as well, is that we make our own futures. We carve our own paths through this world. And anyone who tells us we can't are just people too tired to pick up the chisel and get back to carving. We, the 2018 Wheat Ridge High School graduating class, have what it takes to do amazing things. So my fellow students, don't be afraid to take risks, to deem the impossible possible, the undoable doable, to imagine the world as it is after these 4 years. It is at your fingertips. Do not let the responsibility of choice after 4 years be daunting. Let the freedom of possibility after 4 years be liberating. Thank you.
I stand before you today, the herald of a simple message, the pleading missionary of an innate gospel, that of ownership of one's path and captaining of one's life. Today is a day that many of you have dreamed of, as my fellow students have toiled through those before, idolizing those after. Today is a day of change, a day of divergence, and a day of arrival. In the eyes of many, it holds singular gravity, a destination that we have finally reached. But I am here to remind you that every day is today. That every day is an opportunity for change, and that every day of your life has been and will be a day of gravity, a day of arrival. So on this day, I ask you to remember this. To remember that your life is yours. No one can live it for you, and don't ever let anyone try. There are no days off from life, no moments in which you are allowed to stray from the helm. But please, let that be your inspiration, not your burden. You have command of your life. You always have and always will. It's a remarkable and lofty ability, and one that I implore you to always employ. Your life is yours. Do not run from it, wait for it, or merely dream of it. The forging of your own path is the greatest power you possess, and one that must not be squandered. Today you graduate, but do not think for a moment that this is a singular change, that the future does not hold today's gravity. Your life is yours, in this moment and always. You stand at the helm. Take command of your path, captain your life, for its gravity is upon your shoulders and arrival lies in your hands. As poet William Henley reminded me, and I now implore you, be the master of your fate, be the captain of your soul. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor and Aiden. I would now like to invite Ms. Lisa Burns to the podium to provide us with the scholarship and academic recognition for the class of 2018.
Thanks, Hattie. The accomplishments of the class of 2018 are many. It is my pleasure to recognize the following groups of students for their outstanding academic achievements. Members of our National Honor Society have maintained a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or higher and are members in good standing. These students are wearing a gold cord. At this time, I would ask all National Honor Society members to please stand and be recognized. You will notice also that some of our graduates are wearing different colored cords, denoting academic achievement. The silver cord signifies students who have a cumulative grade point average of 3.8 or higher. Would these students please stand and be recognized? White cords are being worn by graduates who have a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 to 3.79. Would these students please stand and be recognized? All right, Angel. Yeah. Yes, Angel. That's you. The pink cords represent graduates who have shown great achievement in music and are members of the Tri-M Music Honor Society. Would these students and graduates please stand and be recognized? The intertwined, multicolored cords are being worn by graduates who are members of the National Art Honor Society. Would these students please stand and be recognized? The intertwined purple and silver cords are worn by graduates who are members of the Warren Tech National Technical Honor Society. Would these students please stand and be recognized? The blue and gold cords are worn by graduates who are members of the Thespian Honor Society. Would these students please stand and be recognized? The blue, white, and red cords are worn by students who are members of the National French Honor Society. Students who are members wearing this cord, please stand and be recognized. It is with great pleasure and pride that I ask those students who will be entering into the branch of our armed forces to stand and be recognized. At this time, I would also like to recognize those in the audience who have served in or are currently serving in a branch of one of our armed forces. Would those members of past and present please stand and be recognized? Thank you for your service. The group of students we will be recognizing next are those who have received college scholarships for their academic and/or their athletic achievements. To this date, the senior class has earned in excess of $4.8 million. This will be used towards their furthering their education. If you have received a scholarship, please stand and be recognized. And finally, we would like the graduating students who have participated in the following areas to stand and be recognized. Career Explorer. STEM and STEAM. Construction. Robotics. Student Senate. Key Club. Theater or drama. Peer counselors, newspaper, yearbook, instrumental music, vocal music, in the school musical, cheers, palms, unified sports, and student athletes. Let's give them a great round of applause. Graduates, you may now be seated.
We have no drawing back. Thank you. Roger that.
Our final speaker today will be the principal of Wheat Ridge High School. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Joshua Cooley.
Good afternoon. First, I'd like to take the opportunity to congratulate you all on your very big accomplishment, graduating high school. A while back, I mentioned to my neighbor, my wife has insisted that I try to be nicer to my neighbors and my in-laws. I'm focusing on my neighbors. So a while back, I mentioned to my neighbor how I had a busy couple weeks at school. Prom, assemblies, graduation, all that comes with the ending of a school year. As he often does, he took this opportunity to share his opinion about how graduating high school just isn't what it used to be. As he babbled on, I found myself nodding my head and zoning out, just like many of you are doing right now. And although his reasons and negative connotation about the youth of our country were dead wrong, I couldn't help but agree with his initial statement. Graduating high school isn't what it used to be. In my humble opinion, what you have been asked to do year in and year out for the past 4 years is infinitely harder than anything I ever did in high school. You've successfully navigated through a system filled with changing curriculum, teaching strategies, and of course, standardized tests, thanks to old people like myself, trying desperately to figure out what it is you all need to be successful in this ever-changing world. As an example, I guarantee that what you all learned in 1 year with Miss Pear or Mr. Couch was way more rigorous than anything I learned throughout my entire set of English classes when I was in high school, and possibly college. I wasn't a very good student, that might help. What's even more impressive is that you made it through all of this and still had time to update your Twitter status and Snapchat on an alarming regular basis. That's amazing. That's amazing. I know that over the past few days you've been cleaning out your lockers and backpacks and deciding what to keep and what to throw away from your time at Wheat Ridge High School. Hopefully you made the right decisions with those material things. If you still haven't quite decided on a few items, I say keep them. People in the crowd will agree with this. There's a very unique joy you get 20 years later when you stumble across your old high school things as you rummage through a box in your parents' basement. Faces and names you haven't thought of in years instantly start flooding back to you. I guarantee when this happens, you'll instantly wish you had hung on to more. More important than those material things, there are 3 attributes a high school student possesses that I wish I'd have kept as an adult, and I encourage you to hang on to these as long as you can. Number 1, keep an open mind and try new things. When an opportunity arises, take that chance. I promise you, the sting of wondering what could have been will stick with you a lot longer than if you had tried and failed. Number 2, utilize the lessons you have learned in high school on how to talk with people. I am amazed every day at the size and diversity of Wheat Ridge High School. Even more amazing is your ability to sit down and talk with each other regardless of your backgrounds. You may not think this is a big deal right now, but there are millions of adults out in the world right now attending seminars and buying books on how to do exactly what you do on a daily basis at Wheat Ridge High School. And number 3, don't conform. Be uniquely you. The world will constantly try and change you. Fight it. Congratulations, class of 2018. The world is yours for the taking. Now is the time you've all been waiting for. On behalf of the entire Wheat Ridge High School faculty, staff, administration, and community, I salute you all for your achievements and thank you for your contributions that will remain with us forever. Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Brenda Carlson to join me at the podium. Dr. Carlson. Dr. Carlson, on behalf of the entire Wheat Ridge High School community, I certify that the class of 2018 has met the requirements set forth by the Jefferson County Public School District. Therefore, it is with great honor and pride that I present to you the class of 2018 and recommend that they be awarded their diplomas.
I think yes, we'll do.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Jefferson County Schools Achievement Director, Dr. Brenda Carlson. Just right there.
On behalf of the Board of Education, I now accept the class of 2018. Let's award the diplomas.
Sorry, before we begin awarding the diplomas, I would like to remind everyone to be courteous and respectful to each graduate as their name is announced. Please hold your applause and cheers until all graduates have received their diplomas. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I'm the bad guy.
I got it. I changed it. Ready?
Mary.
Connor Stephen Horseman. Haiti Wattis. Joshua Allen Moeller. Jacqueline Elena Barno Pedlow. Aiden Coolhan Shelburne. Rachel Nicole Vigil. William Joseph Whitney. Emily Ameria Abo. Brant Christopher Alonjo Steele. Nurdan Hussein Ali Akbar. Angel Anthony Aguilar.
Inali Valentine Alvidrez. Emily Marie Anderson. Catherine Matisse Anderson. Jonathan Taylor Anstead. Adriana Jamie Apodaca. Francesca Dalisai Aquino. Benjamin Paul Ariano. Tia Letitia P. Aviado. Noemi Priscilla Ayala Quiros. Christina Alexis Baca. Austin Paul Byer.
Crystal Balderas Rezola. Charlotte K. Barker.
McKinley Shea Bartels. Timothy Tesa Beagles. Emily Beth Bonaday. Trenton Allen Burns. Lisa Burns, mom and counselor, will present his diploma. Piper Elizabeth Binkley. Bethany Eileen Blackman. Carolina Blanco Anaya. Natalia Marie Blasini Perez. Dante Vincent Salomon.
Brianna Natasha Marie Blucher. Sarah Lynn Bolin. Adia Morgan Bausman. Anthony Michael Boyd. Ailish Tabitha Brennan. Aislinn Teresa Brown. Sebastian Brandon Brown. Macy Lane Brown. Melissa Elaine Brown. Danas Tyzir Kane. Jaden Michael Calloway.
Laura Fernanda Campos. Michael Nathaniel Carrillo. Elijah Lennon Carr Garcia. Fernanda Carranza. Tamara Carrasco Pantaleon. Vanessa Nicole Castañeda. Layla Soleil Castillo Larac Chuelk. Brian Joseph Sesser. Donovan David Chase. Cannon Richard Clark. Ian Von Clark.
Skylar Ray Kimberly Clark. Zachary Robert Clausen. Gabriela Maria Cordova. Jesus Cortez Jr. Alexandra Jensen Coulter. Alexandria Evelyn Curie.
Did you take a pack with you?
Elizabeth Marie Dayharsh. Isabella Joe Dahl. Tanner Bradley Dalton. John Spencer Spencer Doss. Zoe Lee De La Rosa.
Lee De La Rosa.
Cheyenne Alexis De
Cheyenne
Herrera.
Alexis De Herrera.
Mary Rose Delmonico.
Mary Rose Delmonico.
Peyton Bruce
Peyton Bruce Dietrich.
Aaron Dominguez.
Kate Dominguez.
Gavin Carl
Gavin Carl Domi.
Katie Rose Eberly.
Katie Rose Eberly.
Aubrey Taylor
Aubrey
Evans.
Taylor Evans.
Grady McKenna Fagan.
Grady McKenna Fagan.
Alicia Suzanne Fillinger.
Suzanne Fillinger.
Destiny Alicia
Destiny Alicia Flores.
Angel Camarino
Angel
Flores
Camarino
Macinas.
Flores Macinas.
Sierra Athena
Sierra
France.
Athena France.
Nicholas Cole
Nicholas
Walt
Cole
Franklin.
Walt Franklin.
Lillian Starlet
Lillian
Fraser.
Starlet Fraser.
Colton Britton
Colton Britton Fraser.
Emma Joanna
Emma
Galindo
Joanna
Ortega.
Galindo Ortega.
Antonio Miguel
Antonio
Gallegos.
Miguel Gallegos.
Ali J. Gamel.
Ali J. Gamel.
Destiny Faith
Destiny
Garcia.
Faith Eve Garcia.
Noel Garcia.
Noel Garcia.
Benjamin Scott
Benjamin
Garner.
Scott Garner.
Denise Gasimba.
Denise Gasimba.
Claire Melissa
Claire
Gillespie.
Melissa Gillespie.
Adriana Marie Ginther. Ian Aaron Drystack Graham. Jack Daniel Amador Grantham. Chloe Dominique Greco. Alessandra Willow Greenewalt. Maritza Gutierrez. Trenton Lee Hale. Taylor Lynn Hamilton. Hannah Alicia Hampson.
Lillian Leslie Harden. Sydney Marie
Sydney Marie Harvey. Holly Renee Hendricks.
Jose Alberto
Jose
Hernandez.
Alberto Hernandez.
Jesus Hernandez
Jesus
Martinez.
Hernandez Martinez.
Daniel Hernandez
Daniel
Valdez.
Hernandez Valdez.
Caitlin Riley Hess.
Caitlin Riley Hess.
Deja Danique Hill.
Deja Danique Hill.
Kevin Ho.
Kevin Ho.
Riley Blaine
Riley
Hoffman.
Blaine Hoffman.
Haley Elizabeth
Haley
Holman.
Elizabeth Holman.
Reese Roderick
Reese
Holton.
Roderick Holton.
Timothy John Hood Jr. Destiny Roche Hooper. Michaela Renee June Hopkins. Juniper Rose Elise Horton. Isaac Bruce Will Hoskins. Becky Ugander, teacher and family member, will present his diploma. Abigail Rose Hove. Winston Heifel Howard. Chloe Marie Hubner. Haley Irene Hurt. Alistar Kenneth Jack Perez.
Alexander Uriatoro Nazawa Jacobius. Julia Morgan Jacobson. Michelle Daniela Jaspel. Kayla Marie Johnson. Teresa Ann Kennison. Jude Matheson Carahard. Nakai Nakoni Kirker. Joshua Allen Kleist. Shelby Lynn Kagosek. Amanda Lynn Kamoski. Casey Clark Kramer.
Peter Theodore Carassa. Ashley Jean Kuntz. Jamie DM Lee. Jenna Vey Leone. Lauren Kate Leslie. Jada Ray Michelle Lister. Byron Liu. Angel Love Lobato. Sarah Cherise Laughlin. Carmelina Elizabeth Lopez. Reina Yvonne Lucero.
Anthony James Luna. Elena Marie Luna. Catherine Spence Luce. Ashley Christine Leibarger. James Lee Maldonado Jr. Jamie Michelle Marquez. Patrick Joseph Martin. Alyssa Martinez. Bianca Anezka Martinez. Nayeli Guadalupe Martinez. Nicholas Isaac Martinez Vera.
Katrina Ann
Mashburn.
Anne Marie
Rose Maxwell.
Jeremiah Bowman McCarthy. Kevin John McCoy. Donald Charles McGrail. Hannah Joanne McKay. Joseph Neil McKinney. April Kiana McMullen. Cody Daniel Meckling. Daniela Elena Medina. Hi, Tony. Tony Jr. Medina.
Tamara Dianira Medina Milan. Gracie Daylene Mioni. Xander Carl Meyer. Jake Austin Michael. Kira Mary Midroy. Benjamin Eaton Milet. Bradley Ian Miller. Faith Morales. Jacob Oscar Morley. Brianna Kalina Moss. Elmina Mukanovic.
Naomi Berania Natividad. Madison Connor Nelson. Kelly Rose Nolan. Colin Patrick O'Leary. Cody Jackson O'Dean. Jake Shimon Orion. Oliver Mark Samuel Orr. Joel Ordovez. Riley Madison Pacello. Catherine Abigail Padilla. Alexander Perry Pantuso.
Annalicia Isabel Payan. Andreas Jermaine Perea. Marisha Cheyenne Perez. Crystal Helen Pfluger. John Anthony Pomponio. John Brett Potter. Jacob Pulido. Esperanza Liliana Quintana. Jacob Stephen Rocky. Sabrina Sarah Robideau. Destiny Amber Ramirez.
Smith Ramos. Brian Larry Ramos Castillo. Nathan Daniel Rich. Samuel William Rich. Indio Dakota Reed. James Benjamin Rendon. David Michael Ravello Jones. Analia Elizabeth Riley. Marissa Leanne Ritter. Dariana Robles Sainz. Sylvia Eliza Racovado.
Gabriel Isaiah Rodarte. Adrian Joshua Rodriguez. Gabriel Alberto Rodriguez Perez. Gino Armani Romero. Miguel Angel Saavedra. Dylan Jacob Sainz. Ricardo Antonio Salazar. Zilali Cristina Sanchez. Xavier Eliab Sanchez. Ian Ingva Sanford. Emma Michelle Sape.
Stephen Josiah Scherer. Jodeci Carmen Schwegman. Matthew Han Sewell. Vanessa Rose Sims. Samira Singer. Juan Antonio Roberto Cisneros, Jr. Molly Sue Smith. Ian Salvador Spetnagel. Charlotte Lucille Spinks. Jocelyn Sage Rydell Spivak.
Aurora Lee Storer. Joshua Nathaniel Top. Kenneth Daniel Nicholas Taylor. His diploma by his mother and co-teacher Anna Taylor. Marissa Dominique Tenorio. Nation Thomas. Jasmine Marie Thompson Aragon. Suzanne Viana Trapp. Dominic Esteban Trujillo. Isaiah Joseph Tiller. Leonard Eagles O'Rourke the Fourth. Jacob Stephen Thomas Valdez.
Jasmine Marie Van Buren. Alexis Ann Vandemore. Cassidy Lena Marie Verone. Angelo Joseph Vecchiarelli. Colleen Michelle Vecchiarelli. Destiny Alexis Vigil. Arislyn Rosen Aquino Villagomez. Heather Don Volsky. Jax Browand Voss. Gabriel Sung Hoon Whalers. Max James Warner. Max's diploma is presented by his stepmom and Area Achievement Director, Dr. Brenda Carlson.
Catherine Louise Watkins.
Catherine Louise Watkins.
Emma Rose
James Weaver.
Bryce Truman Weber. Gianna Maria Welker. Nevada Ben White. Caitlin Rose Whitaker. Anna Mary Whittier. Anne Elizabeth Wilcox Feeney. Shy Daniel Wilson. Haley Lynn Woodyard. Andrew Stephen Workman.
Alexandra Maya Warland. Miracle Mahogany Wright.
Delaney Renee Ubara. Jace Christian Zakir.
Graduates, please stand.
Class of 2018.
Please join me in turning your tassel from right to left.